Greg Barnes with Inside Carolina here at Kenan Stadium. Alongside of me, of course, is Ross Martin. Ross, finally got a bye week. I'm refreshed. How about you?
Feeling good, ready to rock it to the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, and I think in talking with Larry Fedora, I didn't talk to him last week. Everybody was taking the bye week and using it to get rested up. He sounded like the guys have kind of really responded. I think they're building off of that Miami game, even though they lost. They had a chance to win late against the top 10 team. We kind of figured out how good Miami really is, the way they played against Virginia Tech, really kind of dominating that game on Saturday. So I think North Carolina can build off of that. And they got a tough game at Pitt. Pitt's a big favorite, but Pitt is not at the level of a Virginia Tech or Miami. And so I think their mindset has to be pretty good going up to Heinz Field on Thursday.
Yeah, and they've been approaching, the game weeks the same way each week. It's been pretty positive, pretty upbeat. We walk in here, we see them dancing around, smiling. And this game has kind of been circled as one of the winnable games. We thought, at the beginning of the season and kind of into the season when things were turning bad for UNC, the Virginia game, this game at Pitt, and then, of course, Western Carolina. So it's a great chance for UNC. It's another opportunity to get a win and build off what happened against Miami.
Yeah, and from a glass half full perspective, you say, okay, they played well against Miami. If you can go up to Pittsburgh, win that game, you should win the Western Carolina game. Now all of a sudden you're going into that NC State game, and into the year rivalry game. Who knows what can happen there? And so you're talking about making a good finish to the year. But it starts with Pitt. And I think the question that most fans have is, we saw Chaz Surratt get injured. We saw Brandon Harris injured on the sidelines, which leads to Nathan Elliott coming in and playing. And Elliott played well. Now, granted, he had some turnovers, which didn't help, but I thought he was delivered somewhat of a gritty performance. I think that's the word Fedora used after the Miami game. So how do you think this quarterback situation is stacking up right now?
Yeah, we try to get some stuff out of Fedora. Of course, he didn't budge. It's really weird because Harris is injured. He's had 2 weeks now to recover, so maybe he's ready to go. Surratt has been knocked out of consecutive games in the first half, but he's always been the guy who they've started. Mm-hmm. So it seems like the coaching staff kind of likes him and what he shows in practice. But then Elliott, who hasn't played at all, comes in against Miami and looks really good. Like you said, he made plays. It seemed like the team really rallied around him, which is definitely worth something. You can be okay in practice, but if you're a gamer and you can go out and get a chance to win, that's definitely worth something. So who knows who's going to start? Who do you think?
Well, I think Fedora tipped his hand a little bit because he said that they're continuing to do what they've done in practice. And what they have done in practice and the way they do things is they only give reps to the first 2 lines. And so that indicates to me that Harris and Chaz Surratt are continuing to get the reps, which means maybe Elliott's the third guy out. But again, maybe they've switched that up. Maybe he's not going to tell us one way or the other. So maybe it is Elliott. But if I've got to put my money on it, I would say Chaz Surratt's going to start the game on Thursday.
And we don't know the injury status of Surratt or Harris as of now. And who knows, it could get banged up again against Pittsburgh.
North Carolina's won a couple of big games against Pitt in recent years. Everybody remembers the incredible comeback in the fourth quarter last year here at Kenan Stadium. North Carolina hopes to keep that momentum going against Pat Narduzzi's Panthers. For Inside Carolina, I'm Greg Barnes. This is Ross Martin.